Michael Grabner. Ryan Campbell comes up with the puck and he moves it to Marian Hossa. 2-on-1, or could be. He gets away. Hossa tucks to his forehand. Stopped by Luongo. Followed by Patrick Sharp, who shot it wide. There's another big save for Luongo, who's lost his stick. It's over in the corner. And there's a penalty being called here.
It's Marian Hossa. He's frustrated after missing that chance. And this line at the end of game 4 started to really hum. I mean, they started to have some good chemistry, Kopecky and Hossa. Here's the effort down low on Ehrhoff, and there's a definite stick in the hand area. Ehrhoff went down. But the rush all came from O'Brien getting caught to the outside. Didn't realize there was 2 bodies in the middle, and that's why Hossa had a little frustration. Went from his backhand to his forehand, and Roberto again stood his ground and made a big save.
A big save, a penalty, and now Vancouver's first power play. Their power play 2 for 4 in game 4. And in the series, 4 for 18.
It hasn't been bad.
No.
It's done its job. It's the penalty killing that has really been the real problem.
Sedins and Alex Burrows out on the power play. Salo and Bieksa, the point men. So they have Pavel Demitra back in the lineup, but don't put him on the first unit power play where he had been playing.
Well, I think after going 2 for 4 in the last game, they felt pretty good about the chemistry.
Yeah, why change it up? There's Henrik Sedin, left the puck for Daniel. Now they're set up. Burrows has gone to the front of the net and battles with Seabrook. Pass comes back. Kevin Bieksa takes the shot. That's knocked down before it got to Niemi. Henrik Sedin rubbed out along the boards by Jonathan Toews. And the puck has cleared the distance, and Vancouver will put a new power play on the ice. Chicago changes its penalty killers. Christian Ehrhoff to center. Here's Kyle Wellwood with Ryan Kessler just onside. Driving wide on Chalmerson, gets the puck around to Michael Samuelsson. Across to Christian Ehrhoff. Gets a return pass from Edler. Fires a shot. That's blocked by Chalmerson. Now battle for the puck. Kyle Wellwood is there. And it comes loose along the boards, and Dave Bolland tried to clear the puck, knocked down by Ehrhoff. And the Canucks have possession again. Alex Edler. Here's Michael Samuelsson. Pass back. Wellwood's got no speed, and they get to the blue line, and the play is offside with 33 seconds left in the Hossa penalty.
Well, you think about the power play and how it's going to be effective. I think the Vancouver Canucks in game 4 did a better job of getting bodies in front of Niemi. And when Burrows is on the ice on the power play, you know that's where he has to be. The key is to try to get the shots through. You saw Jarmelson make a couple of big blocks there that didn't allow some good shots from the point with traffic in front.
Hawks get the draw. Brent Seabrook sends the puck to center. Patrick Sharp accepted the pass and then just couldn't get away. Remember, he scored a huge shorthanded goal in game 2 of this series. Tied the game and paved the way for Versteeg's winner. Here's Daniel Sedin into the attacking zone. A pass across ice intended for Salo from Henrik. Picked off by Dave Bolland, and here he is with Jonathan Toews. Deposits the puck into the attacking zone. Toews will just try and kill some time along the boards. Daniel Sedin, one last rush if they're quick to get to center. Hossa steps out of the penalty box. Here comes Burrows with a shot. Another block, this one by Seabrook. Burrows again with a shot. Niemi makes the save and didn't see the rebound for a second. And then he's able to pounce on it, so Chicago gets its first kill.
Well, Jim, you look at this series and how the goal scoring has come together. To a man, the Vancouver Canucks were saying they've been a better team 5-on-5. It's been the special teams that have been the difference. And I think from a confidence-wise, that's what they were all saying today, if they could just stay out of the box. Well, here, they had the early penalty and got the penalty kill. But 5-on-5 is where it's going to give them an opportunity to get back in this series.
So they have the 10 goals and 2 into the empty net for Chicago at even strength. Here's Brian Campbell for the Blackhawks. Kopecky, Patrick Sharp faked the shot. Kopecky takes the pass. Hossa's in front of the net. Sharp takes the shot. Luongo gobbles it up. And there hasn't been a rebound. And Roberto Luongo has given up 16 rebound goals in the playoffs so far.
Yeah, it's been alarmingly familiar. And you think back to a couple of the ones that Roberto bobbled on home ice that made a big difference in game 3 here. On the doorstep was Kopecky and Hossa. But Luongo has been very sharp early on controlling those rebounds.
Ryan Johnson battles hard, wins the draw from Patrick Sharp. Faceoff battles have been excellent in this series. Little things, but there are terrific craftsmen at center ice on both of these teams. Campbell and Chalmerson. Steady pair, the 22-year-old Swede Hjalmarsson to Marian Hossa at center. He's met by Alexander Edler. Salo is back against Kopecky. Up the boards, Hjalmarsson holds the puck in against Steve Bernier for a moment. Out at center, here's Jannik Hansen with Johnson and Bernier. And Sharp takes the puck away. Vancouver starts a change as Brian Campbell looks up and starts out of his own zone. He's turned back by Kyle Wellwood. Now he's headed in the attacking direction and dumps the puck in. Andrew Alberts is the first man back to his partner Kevin Bieksa. Up the boards to Michael Samuelsson. Looking across ice, decides not to try and get the pass to Grabner. Instead, he went back to the defense. Kevin Bieksa with an aerial to an open left wing, and Brent Sopel is back. Samuelsson and Grabner right on him. Nice little pass to Pat Kane, starts the Hawks out. Byfuglien couldn't knock that out of the air, and Bieksa is back. Alberts safely up the boards. There's Michael Samuelsson at center ice. Bieksa jumps up. It's a 2-on-1. Wellwood. Bieksa scores! Kevin Bieksa saw the opportunity and streaked up the middle, and the defenseman makes it 2-0 Vancouver.
And just an absolute perfect road start here for the Vancouver Canucks. And it's Bieksa who just takes matters into his own hand. He almost is demanding to get that puck. Watches the curl cross ice pass. Bieksa comes through the middle. Wellwood has a good sense and knows he's coming. And then right on the doorstep, good calm hands by Bieksa. The cross seam pass opened up the middle of the ice. A nice pass by Samuelsson. An even better one by Wellwood. And some good finish by Kevin Bieksa. He went 53 games between scoring goals from the first game of the year to the last, but none bigger than that one to once again silence this crowd.
All three right-handed shots, and they came up the whole right side, so they were always on their forehand, and Kevin Bieksa tucked the puck in from Samuelsson and Wellwood at 14:24 to make it 2-0 Vancouver. The shots are 7-5 for the Hawks, and you can hear how the Hawks have started the game in this building.
Well, Bieksa, just a good heads-up play. I mean, he read that perfectly and just forced Bolin into a foot race that he won.
There's Ryan Kesler facing off against John Madden. Ehrhoff fires a shot just wide of the net. Ryan Kesler gets the puck again. Mason Raymond. There's a shot from the point just wide of the net from Shane O'Brien. Raymond. Pavel Demitra. Kicks back to Shane O'Brien. Ehrhoff fires again, and that hit the skate of Hjalmarsson in front of the net. Adam Burish out to center. There was this Kesler line with Mason Raymond. They had such a terrific game 2 in here. Game number 1, actually. They were dominant in a 5-1 Vancouver victory. And that's a pretty good shift for Kesler, Raymond, and their new winger, Demitra.
And how about Alain Vigneault? Not afraid. Dimitri getting pulled out as a healthy scratch. A lot of people thought maybe he wouldn't draw back in. And now getting good minutes in the first period here.
Here's Andrew Ladd with a shot on goal. Kicked aside to the corner by Luongo. Andrew Alberts had trouble with the puck. So did Daniel Sedin. Couldn't get it out, but his brother bailed him out. Alex Burrows to the open side. Kevin Bieksa. Daniel for Henrik Sedin. Let it go to Burrows. His backhander steered wide of the net. Burrows fights for the puck and gets it back. Henrik lost his stick and the puck. And the Blackhawks get out to center. Duncan Keith to Andrew Ladd. Keith heads for the net. Takes the pass. Bieksa steers him to the boards. Nice little spinorama by Keith, and he threw the puck out front. Daniel Sedin blocked it. Side of the net. Luongo made a nice save there on Ladd. Seabrook with a shot. Deflected wide of the goal. Now the Hawks are buzzing. Bolin to Ladd. Got by him. Keith holds the puck in from the blue line. Now here's Chris Versteeg. Ladd is screening. Seabrook comes down as well as Keith shoots the puck wide. This is one of the best shifts of the game for the Blackhawks as Ryan Johnson came up against Seabrook and the puck got out to center. This is one of those games and one of those shifts on the road that you just have to survive and get the change, and the Vancouver Canucks were able to do so. 2-0 Canucks. 2 defensemen have scored. Christian Ehrhoff and Kevin Bieksa on Hockey Night in Canada. Roberto Luongo has faced 9 Chicago shots and has been sharp early. What I like is his aggressiveness. He's square to the shooter. He's able to control his rebounds. He's not backing into his net. When he doesn't get the rebound, he's very aggressive to go after it. Look at the movement side to side. And most importantly, that all-important traffic in front. He's been able to handle it early, getting help from his defense to clear rebounds. And Jim, just a perfect start. Listen to this building. I mean, from the national anthem and how raucous it was, it's been deadly silent. Much like it was in games 1 and 2 early on. Vancouver had a 2-0 lead in game 2. Brent Seabrook turned that game with a goal late in the first period. Marian Hossa, Thomas Kopetsky, Patrick Sharp. This might be Chicago's best bet in this game. They've had a pretty good look early on. Kopetsky lost the puck along the boards. And the Canucks move out to center. Ryan Johnson chasing the puck. Campbell playing the left side now with Brent Sopel on the right. And Sopel has put in some pretty valuable minutes for Chicago in this series. Gets the puck to center to Kopetsky. He tipped it in, not deep. Back at center, Michael Samuelsson. Coming on with Grabner and Wellwood. Duncan Keith is back. Gets a return pass from Brian Campbell. The Canucks have backed off defensively, and the Hawks, respecting that, kept regrouping, and now they can't get through the middle of the ice. Here comes Kyle Wellwood. Drop pass. Grabner's shot. Niemi kicks that to the boards. Byfuglien is back to help out defensively. Wellwood. Grabner. Back to the blue line. Edler on the other side. Sammy Salo shoots, deflected, and Niemi's got it. And he stops play with a glove save.
Well, it's an important start for the Vancouver Canucks to feel they can get to Antti Niemi. And if you think of his history, this short playoff run that he's had, he's either been really good or at times he's looked out of sorts. And he's already had 4 out of his 10 games where he's allowed 4 goals against or more. He's had some pretty good scoring support, though, around him in this series.
There's the big difference in the games in Vancouver, especially the last one where Vancouver scored 4 times but gave up 7. There's Mason Raymond. Dimitra's in front. Kessler with him as well. Dave Bolin steps in. Moved the puck to the blue line. Good hand-eye there as Kevin Bieksa kept the puck in, held the line. Christian Ehrhoff playing with Bieksa. Up the boards, Nick Hjalmarsson sends the puck back the other way. And the way this game is right now, with a lot of play in the middle of the ice, favors the road team. Bolin's trying to look after that. Out for a rare shift, not against the Sedins. Kessler back for the puck. Andrew Ladd went after him along the boards and won the battle. Chris Versteeg's side of the net, threw the puck back. Nick Hjalmarsson in behind the net. Bolin and Versteeg battle for the puck for Chicago. Chris Versteeg stick checked, and Dimitra got the puck out to center. Sopel is back for Chicago.
I like the good aggressive battle by Ehrhoff down deep in the corner. Just stayed on physically, made sure that he won the battle, and stayed on defensive side of the puck at every turn.
Salo took a hit from Byfuglien. But the Canucks made that play to center. The Sedins on for what is probably their last shift of this period, and they're out against the Jonathan Toews centered line. Byfuglien gets loose from the Vancouver defense. He bumps with Alex Edler. Pat Kane centering pass. Toews missed it in front. Burrows gets the puck, and there's a penalty being called against the Canucks. And heading straight to the penalty box is Daniel Sedin, who in the last 3 games can't seem to stay out of there.
Well, not a position that he's been accustomed to going to during the regular season, but here, just on the back check, as Ladd gets inside, or rather Toews gets inside position. Wasn't much of a hook there, but he got it in the hands. And that was, again, the neutral zone official who made the call.
49 seconds left in the first period. Hawks would love to get one here, and they got the draw. Toews won it. Pat Kane, Jonathan Toews for Byfuglien. That was deflected in front. Blocked by Sammy Salo. Keith with his shot. Went off the stick of Luongo wide of the net. Jonathan Toews to Pat Kane. Byfuglien's in front of the net. Sharp's coming in off the blue line. Kane to Toews. Off Luongo to Patrick Sharp. Keith is on the other side. Dustin Byfuglien turns. Nobody screening now. Now he'll give and go and head for the net. Toews from the side of the net to Pat Kane. Steered to the inboard so he couldn't shoot. Here's Duncan Keith running out of time in the period. On the other side, Sharp faked the shot. Kane can't take it. Sharp again, put it on goal. Luongo made the save. Byfuglien comes up with the puck. Up the boards, Duncan Keith out of time, shoots, stopped by Luongo. And the buzzer sounds to end the first period. With a Canuck on the ice writhing in pain, it's Sammy Salo.
Well, that would be a big loss for the Vancouver Canucks. As good battles down low, the Hawks pressing, and here's the shot coming from Duncan Keith. And it deflects off and hits Salo. Does it hit him in the wrist, or did it hit him
in the midsection?
In the midsection somewhere. It got tipped a little bit right there, and it was a wavering puck, and maybe just in a bad spot.
Yeah.
But a big hold off again on the penalty kill. Luongo was sharp.